Hello friends, this is Salah and you are learning JavaScript on Smart Code. This is our tutorial number 29 and in the previous tutorial we finished learning string data type. And so now it's time to put things together. We have learned so many things on a string and we won't go further without practically programming some of the concepts. Number one thing, you want to learn programming or you want to become a programmer. You have to program. You have to develop applications. You have to give yourself challenges. Otherwise, it won't work. When you write program, you improve your problem solving skills. You start thinking like computers, you develop logical thinking, and you experience how different programming concepts work together to solve a problem, right? Let's now develop something interesting and try to use and combine the concepts we have learned so far. We are going to program a simple login application. In the code, I have already defined a user with a username and the password. And using the prompt method, we will read the username and the password. And if the username and the password provided here is exactly the same that we have in our code, we will redirect the user to another page and we would say you are login. Right, so in this application you will put focus on string methods and you will see some of the string methods we covered in our previous tutorials in action. Are you ready? So let's get into it. So we are going to first define a user in the program, and I will define a user in a single string where the username and the password are separated by a colon. Right, so here we have a single user. This is the user ID and this is the password. Now we are going to take username and password in the program using the prompt method. So the user will enter the username and the password in the prompt input boxes. And here, when we are reading data in the program, we need to be careful about white spaces because the user may leave any white space in either of the text boxes. And you as a programmer is responsible for not letting this happen. So what we usually do as data comes in the program, we call trim method on it and remove extra white spaces. Right, so here you see the first practical use of trim method. And not only just here, you will always call trim method on the data entered by the user, right? So now we are confident there is no white space associated with the data and we can process it in our program. And the next step is do the comparison. If the provided username and password is exactly the same that we have in our program, then we are going to display a login page. But before we do comparison, we need to divide this user into its username and the password. And for that, I will use split method and pass colon character as divider. And so now we can perform comparison. We will compare entered username and the password against the username and the password that we have in our program. So here we have simple comparison. Entered username against the username and entered password against the password. Now this program is going to work only if the provided username is in the lowercase because in the program we have defined username in the lowercase. But you know, in the login system, a username is always case insensitive. That means we need to allow user to enter username in lowercase, uppercase, or mixed case. As far as the username is smartcodeabc.com, there shouldn't be any problem. So at the same time, we read username in the program, we are going to convert everything to the lowercase. And so now our program is ready. The user can enter the username in lowercase, uppercase, or mixed case. But in the program, we are converting the username always to the lowercase, and the user doesn't know about it. And so now we are gonna divert the user to another page, and in my VS Code, I have already created an HTML page. And in this page, I just have a message to the user, "You are logged." So we are gonna call this page to show the login is successful. Right, so this page is called when the username and the password are correct. Let's now check the application in the browser. So I will provide the username in mixed case. And here you see our application is working fine. So I hope you found this tutorial interesting and we practice some of the string methods. Our next tutorial is also a kind of put things together where we are going to perform a string manipulation and you will get more knowledge about the use of string methods. So I will see you there and thanks for watching.